I personally stood before the town council in North Attleboro and the select board in Plainville, declaring what I thought a good purpose of the Purple Heart community was, and each one of the towns unanimously proclaimed them to be Purple Heart communities. So without further ado, I'd like to talk to some of that leadership. As the town administrator, what does this mean, you think, to the people of Plainville? I know you're not an elected official, but you personally, and how do you think this is so important?
I think it's very important to remember, honor, and observe the sacrifices that were made physically for the defense of our country and why we have the freedoms today. And I think it's only fitting that we should remember it and see it daily to remind us why we're so fortunate to live here and live in this time.
This is a moment long coming, long due, that Plainville recognize and honor those who have been awarded the Purple Heart in our community and in communities all over the Commonwealth and the country. And I'm proud that we're joining the other communities that have already taken that step, and I hope more will join us. The one thing I want to say about the Purple Heart, you read about it being awarded to people. You don't read about it being received necessarily with pride or with celebration or with gratitude. The words you hear all the time are solemn distinction. And those two words struck me. The President has a solemn distinction when he presents this award on behalf of the American people. The family, the recipient, has a solemn distinction in receiving it. Today we have a solemn distinction in Plainville to say thank you and express our gratitude to those who have received it.
It's so heartwarming to me, as a veteran of 22 years and 2 tours in Vietnam, to see both towns, North Attleboro and Plainville, honor those people who were wounded, some very severely wounded, in combat. And it's an honor to drive by those signs and see the appreciation that the town has for their wonderful service.
I have a great deal of respect for Purple Heart recipients because I do truly understand the pain and suffering that they endured. And it's something that I was very fortunate not to get in harm's way as they did, and I can't say anything more than I appreciate their sacrifices, and that's it.
Thank you, sir.